When my husband, Brian, sat across from me one Saturday morning with that hesitant smile and his fingers nervously circling the rim of his coffee mug, I could tell something was on his mind. We'd been married for 8 years. 8 years of love, laughter, routines, and a few surprises sprinkled in. But this felt different. It was the kind of look that said, "I've been thinking about this for a while." We were sitting in our kitchen, the morning sun pouring through the window and our dog snoring on the rug. I looked at him and said, "Just spit it out." He laughed, kind of nervously, and then said, "Okay, I want to try something new between us. Something outside our usual routine." Now, let me say this first. Brian is not the type to ask for things lightly. He's supportive, sweet, and not someone who usually pushes boundaries. So hearing him bring this up, whatever this was, immediately made me curious. I raised an eyebrow and leaned in. "What exactly do you mean by something new?" He hesitated, then chuckled. "I've been reading about how couples keep the spark alive, trying new things, role-playing, doing something spontaneous or unexpected. I just think we've been so comfortable lately that maybe a little change would be good for us." I took a moment to absorb that. He wasn't talking about anything wild or outlandish, just something new. And honestly, he was right. We'd both fallen into patterns. Work, dinner, TV, sleep, repeat. The romance hadn't died, but it had definitely gone quiet. So I smiled and said, "Okay, I'm in, but you have to plan it." The next week, Brian was like a man on a mission. He was texting me cryptic little hints during the day, things like "get ready for something bold," or "you're not going to see this coming." I played along, teasing him back and letting myself enjoy the build-up. I hadn't seen him this excited in months, and just watching him light up made me feel giddy too. Finally, Friday night arrived. Brian told me to wear something comfortable but not too casual, something in between lounge and elegant. I picked out a simple but sleek dress, curled my hair a bit, and met him at the front door. He was waiting with a grin on his face and a blindfold in his hand. "Really?" I laughed. "Just trust me." So I did. He guided me outside, helped me into the car, and wouldn't tell me where we were going. I could hear music playing softly and the city sounds around us, but I had no idea where we were headed. After what felt like 20 minutes, the car stopped, and he helped me out carefully. When he took the blindfold off, I gasped. We were standing in front of a rented rooftop space, candles, twinkling lights, and a small table set for two. There was soft jazz playing in the background, a private chef preparing dinner, and a view of the skyline that took my breath away. It felt like a dream. This was more than just a something new. This was a full-blown, thought-out romantic surprise that made my heart swell. "Surprise," he said. "I wanted to remind us of who we were before the routine kicked in." We spent the evening eating amazing food, dancing under the stars, and talking about everything we'd been too busy to mention during the past few months. There was something magical about stepping out of our usual rhythm. I saw Brian in a new light that night, not just as my husband, but as the man who still wanted to surprise me, still wanted to impress me. Later, when we got home, I wrapped my arms around him and said, "Okay, your turn's over. Now it's my turn to plan something new." He laughed, looking both excited and terrified. But that was the whole point. We'd found a spark and were determined to keep it glowing. Over the next few weeks, we both took turns surprising each other. One weekend, I booked a last-minute getaway to a lakeside cabin. Another time, he enrolled us in a beginner salsa class, something we'd never even considered doing before. We weren't just keeping things interesting, we were reconnecting in ways that felt fresh and real. Trying something new doesn't have to be about grand gestures every time. It's about the intention behind it. For Brian and me, saying yes to stepping outside the norm reignited a part of our relationship that had gone quiet. It reminded us that comfort doesn't have to mean complacency, and that after 8 years, we still have so much to learn and enjoy about each other. So when people ask me now, wasn't it scary to try something so out of the blue? I tell them this. Sometimes the scariest thing is staying stuck in the same place when there's a whole world of possibilities waiting just beyond your comfort zone. Brian wanted to try something new, and I let him. And in return, we found a version of ourselves that was more alive, more in love, and more excited for what's next. And honestly, that's the best kind of adventure.